Hi, beloved. Life has few absolutes, but one universal truth is that our brains synchronize with others, creating a sense of connection and understanding. This can be achieved through empathetic communication, active listening, and compassionate response to others. Through the lens of relational neuroscience, self-esteem and internal balance can be viewed as brain, heart, cosmos, resonance, a state where the mind is calm and clear, the heart is full, the body is present, responding in real time to what is needed in a given moment. Hemispheric synchronization. Take a look at the image which illustrates this simply. Most people live in one of the imbalanced states shown in the two images on the left, occasionally experiencing the third image. Connection through the power of emotional circuits. Sarah Payton, a mentor, highlights the significance of emotional circuits connecting to our default mode networks, DMN primitive brain. Through my own shadow work and client revelations, it's discovered that childhood pain disconnects us from our sense of safety, putting us in a trance-like state until we re-inform the energetic imprint. Holographic readings, orchestrating the symphony of your life's song. When we share space in a holographic reading, I hold space for you to come back into resonance as a conductor of your emotions, guiding your soul through the orchestration of your inner landscape that was previously severed. Instant change happens when you identify the discordant notes and release the limiting contracts that have been holding your life's song back. By exploring the holographic nature of your experiences, we uncover the root causes behind the skips in your symphony. We explore the chakras, archetypes, and soul contracts influencing the flow of your music, empowering you to, as we work together, your life's symphony will begin to play with a newfound vibrancy. The holographic nature of the brain. For the left hemisphere, other living beings are tools or instruments. For the right hemisphere, people are souls, each holding knowledge and wisdom. And what is important is how the collective moves and holds each of our unique voices. The hologram of any stress state is connected to a larger hologram, where one resolve can dissolve the entire chain of trauma. It's called hemispheric synchronization. Understanding emotional circuitry. Understanding emotional circuitry is a huge piece of beginning to untangle the webs of trauma that keep us stuck. When we experience hemispheric synchronization, the emotional circuit that is distorting the meridians and chakras flow supports hormones in the body that are released so that we are calm and resilient amidst the stressors in life. The holographic reading process. First, we enter the dynamic energy where all potential is available. Ultimately, you step into power to reversing the old self-critical stories, clearing the ancestral DNA, and removing soul contracts. Identify what chakra the contract is attached to. Connect to the archetype that's leading the contract. Identify the specific contract that was made so that you can release it and create a new contract that serves you. The power is within completing the feedback loops of the initial threat response, so you can transmute the soul contract imprints within your nervous system and higher mind, with support of your spirit guides. Vertical intuition, the internal prism of light. Psychic channel. This is your direct connection to the I Am, the source of pure light intelligence and boundless potential. It's the whisper of your soul, guiding you towards your highest good. Think of it as a beam of light shooting upwards from within, unfiltered and clear. This is where you access higher mind intelligence, wisdom beyond the limitations of the ego, offering clarity and direction. Horizontal timeline, the 3D experience, past, present, future. Filter. This aspect of the prism processes your earthly experiences, memories, emotional pain. Unconscious mind, Memories, beliefs, and emotions, often rooted in past experiences, color your perception of the present. Shadow archetypes. Protective mechanisms developed by the ego to navigate past traumas. These can manifest as patterns like the perfectionist, the victim, the rescuer, etc. Global nervous system. We have both an unconscious global archetype system and a personal adaptive family of archetypes that help us feel connected to the world and our sense of power. Every one of us can claim the victim archetype. Ref. Robert Ohado. It's deeply integrated with our human experience through experiencing grief, loss, and injustice. However, our focus today is to look at when the victim archetype adapts for the unconscious mind's role of survival. It becomes a protective shield and creates a feedback loop that is triggered, which then activates the emotion and connected chakra into a distortion and shadow to unconsciously manage safety and survival through your lower primal chakras. This is where most people live. This is not about killing off an archetypal identity. It is about loving it through a new awareness. We are deactivating it so the nervous system from the effects of its harm to self and others. Examples of the usual suspects may be perfectionist, shadow victim, shadow empath, wounded child, invisible child, adult child, shadow rescuer, codependent, addict. Traumatic experiences are about loss of accompaniment. Trauma leaves traces in the brain because memories that are difficult, those that create alarm and are not resolved, where we move through social engagement into immobilization, remain as trauma knots in human memories. The amygdala has the power of superglue with memory, and when it grabs a trauma memory, it keeps it forever in present time. It keeps it here in the present in order to preserve our lives and make us safe. It wants us to learn from our experiences so it keeps them fresh, creating bubbles of trauma, the hell of the mean default mode network. Understanding trauma means understanding that it's not the event itself that creates trauma. It is how alone we were in it. Holographic resolve. In a holographic reading, I hold space to relax, process, and integrate our traumas, and strike the sweet balance between problem-solving and creativity. We find a safe place within. When we exist in this state, we simply reach out our hand and receive exactly what we need. It is beyond comprehension unless you actually have experienced this state of being. When we experience hemispheric synchronization, the emotional circuit that is distorting the meridians and chakras flow, supports hormones in the body that are released so that we are calm and resilient amidst the stressors in life. And more importantly, we are able to clearly see and feel exactly what we are meant to be doing with our time on this planet. The best part is, everyone is capable of reaching this state. However, the path to get there is extremely individualized and must consider the specific needs of an individual, where they currently are at, and the corrective measures that will resolve imbalances and allow them to find this state of brain, heart, loving coherence. Achieving this state and living from here actually moves us from a personal destiny towards one in which we positively impact the world at large. We broadcast a field of inner peace around us that is contagious, and we end up touching the hearts of those we meet in our lives. Hello, true manifestation. It is a state in itself, with no effort needed. The first step is to identify the triggers and patterns that cause you to get imbalanced. There are many ways to do this. My preference is to use an astrological tool that maps imbalances and personal alignment based on your time of birth. So if you resonate with these words and notice your own life or business pulling you out of a resonant state of being, please feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to share the 30-minute fast resolution for helping you find balance. In summary, the holographic reading process involves 1. Identifying the chakra the contract is attached to. 2. connecting to the archetype leading the contract. 3. Identifying the specific contract made so you can release it and create a new one that serves you. The power lies in completing the feedback loops of the initial threat response so you can transmute the soul contract imprints within your nervous system and higher mind with the support of your spirit guides. I open my hands and arms with love if you would like deeper support for heightened intuition and expansion. Learn more about holographic psychic readings. Hear XO Cassandra.